Hi, everyone, and thanks for being with us for a CBS 8 Plus extended forecast. We made it to Friday, the end of the week, and it has been a wet one out there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, plenty of rain, and now today, a great chance for it as well. We're looking at an additional ½ inch in the forecast that could bring our week's worth of rain up to 2 to 3 inches in many cases. We are going to wait to see once we get those grand totals if we could have even surpassed 3 inches in some spots, but it was a necessary amount of rain in that our water year has been experiencing such a deficit. It helps to kind of bring in those totals a bit more. Taking a look at what we see over the course of the weekend, we've got that chance for rain starting to dwindle a bit. So that's a plus side, is that we're finally starting to see smaller chances for precipitation in the forecast. You can see how as we get toward Monday, that chance for rain does start to climb once again, and that's where we're going to start to see a possibility of more scattered showers in the mix. Now, they don't seem particularly light, but I will say that they do appear to bring in at least some additional rainfall to the forecast. So we're going to likely pick up on some light scattered showers around that time frame before we start to see that chance dwindle into the beginning of next week. Let's take a look at your water year so far, because like I mentioned, a lot of people are curious about this one and how the water year has shaped up. We now, to this day, and again, we're still picking up on some additional accumulations today and again on Monday, but San Diego has picked up on 3.8 inches so far. That is a good amount, and we have added to that total notably this week, but we are still at over a 4-inch deficit in downtown San Diego. The deficit for Oceanside and Ramona, upwards of 5 inches, nearly 5 inches out of Brownfield. So just goes to show that, sure, the rainfall that we've seen this week has helped us tremendously. We adjusted these numbers. They were previously at 6 and 7 inches below where we'd like to be. So our departure from normal was 6 and 7 inches. Now our departure from normal is about 4 inches, 5 inches. So it is going to require several storms and several rounds of storms, similar to what we saw this week, for us to really make up a notable amount of that rainfall. But here's what we added on to our water year so far. 1.42 inches in downtown San Diego, nearly 2 inches in Santee, 1.5 inches in Valley Center and Ramona. So good totals to see. And we could have another ½ inch on the way over the course of the day today. Winter weather advisory stays in effect over the mountains until 10 p.m. We saw some snow over our Thursday. We saw some hail come down close to the coast and inland. We saw some water spouts. It was a wild day out there yesterday. Today is going to be a little bit more tame, and then it will take us into a dry weekend. So winter weather advisory remains through 10 p.m. That's why I'd suggest, if you're trying to head to the mountains to show off the snow to the kids, for example, or just enjoy a day in Julian, I would say wait until Saturday or Sunday, just because then you'll get to skip over the possibility of some dangerous road conditions out there. When we look off toward the deserts, we've got a wind advisory until Saturday at 2 a.m., basically overnight from tonight into tomorrow. So what we have in the forecast for Friday looks like this. This is noon, where we see the coastline is mostly dry, but it's not going to be our last opportunity for rain. It's just that a lot of those showers have pushed onshore already and are hanging out along the inland valley floors and toward the mountains, still coming in the form of snow. But by the afternoon, things kind of pick up in intensity. They start to give us better opportunities for more moderate activity. That's these smaller cells of yellow and orange that we see on the screen. Still not giving us all that fruitful of an opportunity for rain in the forecast, but it's something we'll watch for. Today is going to be, again, that light to moderate amount of precipitation before we start to move toward a dry Friday night, and I mean night to night, like past 8 p.m. or so, and then a dry weekend. So Saturday and Sunday will be much drier. If we push all the way through Saturday, in fact, you could see what things look like, and then we could even go into Sunday, and you could see how dry and mostly clear it is, though there could be some clouds that start to move in by about Sunday afternoon or so. Those seem to be a little bit less impactful and will lead to more filtered sunlight than anything else. Afternoon highs for today, you got 50s out there, 55 for Vista and Escondido, 57 for Oceanside and Carlsbad, and 50 degrees for Alpine. Julian's hanging out in the low 40s, so if you're going out to the mountains this weekend, bundle up. You can also bundle up even along the coast. I mean, it's the coldest day of the next 7. We start to gradually see those temperatures warm their way back up to the 70s along the coast by the middle of next week. Across our inland valleys, we see those temperatures in the 70s for a couple days, Sunday and again on Wednesday, but we're still factoring in that about 50% chance for rain inland on Monday. I'd say there's still a big question mark over that day as to whether or not it will come to fruition, but if it does, we can expect it to only last on Monday. and then a dry Tuesday through Friday of next week at the very least. Mountains see a nice temperature warm up into the 60s. We are not going back to the 40s in the next 7 days. The deserts are staying in the 50s today, and then they've got 60s, 70s, even 80s possible. It looks like if we were to continue this 7-day forecast out, Friday of next week across the deserts is likely to be in the 80s out there. So a pretty smooth recovery over the course of next week gives us a nice little break from all this wet weather that we've seen all this week. But again, don't let your guard down too much. Monday could bring about a few showers, still some showers over the course of the day today. And then we still need to make up that deficit that we have in terms of our water year so far. So we could use more precipitation, but a well-deserved break after what's been a very wet, windy, and snowy weekend even over our mountaintops. We appreciate you joining us. Remember, you can download the free streaming channel, CBS 8 Plus, on your smart TV, and there you can watch our latest newscast on demand. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here on Monday.